This is a message to teenagers whose parents are having a argument or domestic dispute with their boyfriend or, spouse. If two adults are getting into a real bad altercation and it looks like it's going to get pretty violent, I want you to override those instincts you have to try to protect mom or even protect dad in some cases and just call the cops. You need to just call the police. That way, the police can handle it, and everybody will more than likely be alive at the end. If you call the cops, the worst case scenario that's going to happen is that the aggressive adult is going to be the one that ends up losing their life, but not you. I've seen too many instances in the media lately where a teenage boy or a teenage girl is trying to protect their parent in a domestic situation, and a teenager ends up getting killed. Now, I know what some of y'all are thinking. See, some of you teenagers think that because the adult is, old by what you think is old, slow by what you think is slow, that, you can take them and you can beat them up because they're, 40, 50, whatever. But there's something that adults have that you don't have as a teenager, and that's an adult brain. That means that we know that we're not as physically capable as you, but we know that we can still find a way to get around it. Like one thing, most people who are middle age weigh more than teenagers, so we can throw our weight around on somebody that's younger. Another thing too is that just because an adult can't run 2 miles in 20 minutes anymore, that does not mean that they still may not have that grown man strength, and you know what I'm talking about. Even if they don't work out anymore, unless they've hit 60, they've probably still got some of those muscles that they used to have. So that means that even if they end up having a heart attack because they're so out of shape, after they end up fighting you, odds are they're probably still going to be stronger than you are because you were just a teenager. Now, unless you are a teenager who is bench pressing 300 pounds and plays on the football team or the wrestling team, unless you're engaged actively in some type of combat sport, odds are you cannot beat an adult, especially an adult male. I don't care how weak you think they are. So what's going to happen is you're going to end up either getting beat up very bad, trying to protect your parent, or the adult is going to feel panicked and they're just going to grab a weapon, they're going to stab you, or they're going to shoot you. And why is that? Because the adult is going to be thinking 1 or 2 steps ahead because they're an adult and you're just a child. Now, I'm not trying to talk down to you. I'm just trying to keep you alive and keep you safe. So that's all I have to say is teenagers, teenage boys, teenage girls, if your mom or your dad is getting into a real bad argument with someone and you sense, even if you feel scared at all that something might happen, and just call the police. And you know what? And this is the thing. I don't care who's mad at you afterwards. I don't care if the adults are mad at you afterwards. Go ahead and call the cops anyway, because it's better to bring a little bit of embarrassment than a whole lot of tragedy to your family. Peace.